What does the reception of the Frontiers of Knowledge Award in ICT, shared with Isabelle Guyon and Vladimir Vapnik, signify for you?
Es un gran honor recibir el premio BBVA Fronteras del Conocimiento. Estoy muy contento de compartirlo con Isabelle Guyon y Vladimir Vapnik y me encantará ir a Bilbao a recogerlo porque tengo una relación especial con esta parte del mundo. Mi mujer nació en San Sebastián, mi hijo mayor está visitando Pamplona esta semana y venimos de vacaciones en verano.
Could you explain how your work on kernel methods has contributed to the development of machine learning and in what ways it has led to a breakthrough in artificial intelligence?
Kernel methods are a field of machine learning which was based on statistical learning theory, which was developed by Vladimir Vapnik and Alexei Chervonenkis back in Russia a long time ago. And kernel methods are probably special in machine learning since they came with this very strong theoretical footing, being based on learning theory and also phrasing the training algorithms, training methods as optimization problems. So they brought new types of mathematics into machine learning, in this sense turned it into a more theoretical and maybe a discipline, a more theoretical discipline with more solid foundations that also found its way into the curriculum in computer science. Kernel methods also provided an elegant way of making machine learning algorithms applicable to complex nonlinear problems, and most problems in the real world are nonlinear problems, as well as to problems with general data types. So the data are not always images or numbers, but sometimes our data are text, such as in genetics, when we look at the human genome, the genetic sequence, or often in medical problems. So they vastly extended the range that's amenable to machine learning analysis.
How has your work on causality been applied to the search for exoplanets, and what other future discoveries may be possible through the application of this line of research on cause and effect relationships?
Yeah, I've always been fascinated by astronomy. I wanted to become an astronomer originally. I ended up in machine learning, but then a few years ago I started working with an astronomer in New York, David Hogg, and he got me interested in this problem of exoplanet detection. There was a great data set collected by the Kepler Space Telescope, and this space telescope observed 150,000 stars in parallel looking for so-called exoplanet transits. So these are events when a planet passes through the line of sight between us and the star, and that leads to a slight decrease in the brightness of the star. So this telescope monitors 150,000 stars looking for these little dips in brightness, and what we observed is that many of these stars showed a similar kind of behavior, which normally they shouldn't do because they are out in space and they're separated by light years of distance. So the only way they could share information or share something in their light curves is if they are influenced by a common parent, a causal parent, or a common noise source. And this noise source is the instrument. They're all measured with the same instrument. And then we came up with a method where we could remove the effect of the instrument and thus reconstruct the original signal by trying to best explain one given star observation in terms of many other observations of stars. So that led to a new method to improve these signals and made methods more sensitive, and we managed to discover new exoplanets with that. We came up with a list of about 30 candidates, and the majority of them were confirmed later on. And then just by a strike of luck last September, it turned out one of those planets made the news because others found out that this was the very first planet in the habitable zone around its star, meaning in the right distance such that water could be liquid, where people actually managed to prove the existence of water vapor in the atmosphere.
To what extent do you think artificial intelligence may surpass human intelligence and could deeply transform the job market?
So it's difficult to answer this. I think it will transform the job market if we look at the history. So the first computers were actually humans. So a computer was actually a job description of a person doing calculations. In those days, those were mostly women. And this job of a computer doing calculations by hand went away when digital computers were developed. So it's not a new phenomenon that computers will replace humans in some jobs. In the past, we've always seen that new jobs came up in exchange for the old ones that were lost. Now, this is an example that computers can outperform human intelligence in very limited domains. Already years ago, computers were better at calculating than humans, but we got used to that. Now, more recently, computers have become better than humans at chess. We got used to that. Now they are better than humans at Go. We are getting used to that. Maybe they are getting better than humans at certain limited domain object recognition problems. So I think gradually computers are outperforming humans, but it's always in very restricted domains. So a chess computer can beat a human, but the human can afterwards get up from the chessboard, go to the kitchen and cook something. So humans have this general kind of intelligence, and almost by definition of the term of intelligence, we would really like to think of it as something general, something that transfers knowledge from one problem to another one, and that doesn't just excel at one very restricted domain. And this kind of general intelligence, I don't see this coming in the near future in computers. Of course, at the same time, I should say that that's the kind of problem that's most fascinating, and that's what I'm trying to address when I try to apply methods of causality to artificial intelligence, because I think that what current computers or artificial intelligence systems really lack is a causal understanding of the world. They are just looking at statistical dependencies, try to predict one thing from another one without really gaining an understanding of what's going on behind. And therefore they also don't have a strong understanding how the world will respond if we interact with the world.